I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Monday, November the 26th. Where's the love? We're looking for a response on your futures market to all the bullish happenings around the Thanksgiving holiday. We sure didn't see it on that kind of a meager trade that they had on Friday. Maybe it's here Monday morning that the thing's going to open up, limit up. You would sure think so. Just it's hard to believe what this market would be if every fundamental indicator pretty much wasn't bullish. I know we got a lot of cattle on feed, but our cattle on feed report come out very bullish, so that should overshadow that. I know we've got some heavy cattle out there, but our weights are starting to come down, and things are getting a lot more current, and everything's going good. We've got outstanding demand. We've got the fat cattle market finally starting to respond. Everything is coming up roses fundamentally, but for those that are willing to go long the cattle futures market, we can't get any of them to pay attention to them. But you look at the board for last week, December live cattle futures ended the week at 117.10, up $1.75 for the week, but not the big push we should have seen on Friday, and hopefully we'll maybe see here early this week. February live cattle futures ended the week at 120.92, up $1.20 for the week. January feeder cattle 149.37, up $1.54 for the week. And March feeder cattle up $1.95 for the week, ending the week at 145.92. Let's talk about that cattle on feed report. It was better than anybody could have expected. Your November 1st inventories, the estimates from your panel of analysts that always put in their guesses and they average them together. The average was 104.3. Your actual USDA estimate, which is still an estimate, mind you, come in at 103.2, but that's bullish. Your placements, absolutely. October placements are the biggest of the year, and they were expecting them to be bigger than last year at 101. They come out just under 94%. That is huge bullish there, and we should see a response somewhere. Marketings were even bullish, and they've pretty much got those pegged. We know exactly how many cattle they kill every week, and basically those are all going to get sold. But they had guessed 104.2, which is big, just the way that the days fell and the weeks fell during that month compared to the same time a year ago. But your actuals come in at 104.5. That's even bullish. Where's the love from your futures market? But before that report come out, and even after that report come out, we saw a fat cattle trade quite a bit better. You know, Wednesday morning I got some texts and they said, hey, we're hearing some 116.5 in Texas. And I couldn't find it anywhere. Well, it turns out it was all the way down to Corpus Christi at Sam Cain's, but they were hungry for some cattle down there and buying some measurable numbers down there. And it's just, it's those little dabs. Thank goodness we have them, because that helps a little bit too. Your other regional packers up in the Midwest and even way out west and back east too, they help a little bit. But things got real bullish on your cash negotiated fat cattle market. And through Thanksgiving, because they did turn in some sales there Thanksgiving morning or afternoon or sometime, but 111,100 head had sold negotiated cash in your 5-area feeding region, which is pretty impressive, especially for a holiday week. And on Wednesday, 103,500 of those were sold. So big Wednesday there, and we're going to have some more cleanup trade because the high prices were still available on Friday. And we saw some more trade on Friday, and once they get those wrapped up and we find out on Monday, that's going to be a big week, let alone a holiday week. But your final price there, your established price, live basis, 117. That's a full $3 higher. Now your weighted average is not going to be near that good. It's going to be under 116 because we had so many cattle sell off the market earlier in the week. But your late sales on your dress market, your established price was 185, $7 higher. But your weighted average is going to be just under 182. But still, a great fat cattle trade for a holiday week, and you got to be proud of the way your market's finally starting to perform. Box peep cutout values have kind of stopped going down now. And we're basically steady with your average trade last week compared to the average trade from the week before. But choice cuts, your average trade last week was 213.76, down just a dime. And your select average trade for the week was 198.44, up just a dime. With a choice select spread of $15.32, and pretty decent movement for a holiday week of 500 loads. Your slaughter last week, 570,000. That compared to 575,000 the same week a year ago on the holiday week, and you can't really measure it against a regular week. But we should have real fast change speeds, huge harvest this week and next week between Christmas and New Year's, and still early enough to do some good on some of that holiday demand we see for Christmas and New Year's type parties and events. But you look at your feeder cattle market, your real-time index on Cattle Market Central ended the week last week at 143.76. That was down 75 cents from the previous week. Actually, your cash feeder cattle market was not well tested. We had some Monday sales, and they weren't as heavy as they could have been, but we did see some recovery, and part of that recovery was because they had lighter receipts. But we did see your feeder market kind of starting to turn back around after a horrible week the week before. But after we had that cash fat cattle market of 114 the previous week, we started to see guys come back around, and for the most part your harvest is done now. So we've got more of your farmer feeders coming into the market. We've got consistently cold weather. We've got another blizzard that's come through the Midwest. That's probably not going to help things locally, but now that your weather has turned and we're not seeing the big gaps and the highs and the lows, that's bringing more of your backgrounders into the market that like to handle cattle when it's cold. But after Monday's sales, and we saw some recovery there, we just didn't get very good tests of the market the rest of the week. Your biggest news was your special feeder cattle sales at Green City, Missouri, and Burwell, Nebraska, where they had yearling specials and calf specials too. They do that Thanksgiving week and 4th of July week. And I talked about Green City sales there before the holiday, and then on Friday, Burwell had their yearling special, and just some very impressive quotes coming out of there. Had a lot of consignments of thin, green, hard yearlings, and probably the last we'll see of them for a long time. And we're going to see some backgrounded yearlings here the next several months, but we're not going to see these hard green cattle and the big prices on them for quite a while. But had one consignment of Charolais cross steers, 128 head of them, weighed 972 at 163.10. Wow. Some black baldies, same condition, thin green gant, 99 head of them, weighed 957, 163.60. We just, the market might recover. We're not going to see quotes like that on yearlings for a long time. But a market that you can sink your teeth into, commodity market in Fort Scott, Kansas on Saturday, they went ahead and got back to business. But an impressive quote there in their own right. 59 head of steers in Fort Scott, Kansas, weighed 874 at 155 and a quarter. That's pretty darn good. Don't forget this Wednesday, Western Video Market's got a big sale out of Reno, Nevada. And there'll be some good cattle on there, and especially if you're looking for some good feeding heifers, or depending on how things turn out, maybe replacement quality heifers too, but you can buy them two-way cattle there. But that's your feeder flash for Monday.